Welcome back to the channel. Well, this is certainly a picturesque and magnificent start to the video. Would you look at that view? Can you hear the birds? If you watched Wednesday's video, you will know that Mum and I are actually on a little road trip today. We are driving out into the countryside to visit my sister for the night. Now, I live in the coastal countryside, so I live in a countryside sort of village area, but it is actually quite close to the ocean. My sister actually lives a bit further out west, so she is much further into the countryside. And so we're driving out here to spend the night with her, having a really good just visit, a nice girly catch up, family time. And I thought I would bring you along. She sort of lives a bit far out, but there is a village, Samford village, which is not too far from her, and it is such a gorgeous little village, very charming. It's got one of those gorgeous cozy vibes to it. So I thought I would bring you out to Samford Village with me and just kind of share today and tomorrow with you. I'm not sure what we're going to be getting up to. I know obviously we'll be going into the village. There's antique stores there that I would like to have a look at. I know there is a Harry Potter store there. There's just, I think today and tomorrow are just going to be really lovely. And I mean, with views like this, it should just be spectacular. So I'm going to share as much as I can, and then depending on how much I am able to share with you, I know when I get home I've got a bee in my bonnet about the Sweet Laguna roses. You know, I've been moving roses around and doing all sorts of things in the cottage garden, and oh gosh, sorry, my hand is shaking there. And I'm pretty sure I've decided what I want to do with the Sweet Laguna. So it is going to require a trip to the garden centre. So we might also do that together in this video. So it should just be a very gorgeous, slow countryside living kind of video. We've got magnificent, stunning vistas like this. Gorgeous bird song. We're going to have some like spectacular gardening, I'm sure. I'm very distracted here because I'm watching these ducks. Can you see these little ducks down here? So funny. Having a good time in the water. Splashing. Look at them splashing around. Oh, very sweet. Look. Oh my goodness. Anyway, apologies. I've been distracted by the ducks. So yeah, that is the plan of action for this video, so I hope you will join me for it. As I said, it should just be very delightful, and I'm really looking forward to some good quality family time. And this view is unreal. Often wish in situations like this I could paint, because being able to paint something like that, like the clouds on the water there, like on the lake with the mountains and those big fluffy clouds in the background, like doesn't that just look like a painting? Like that view right there, exceptional. I'm not a talented painter. I have tried before, and let me tell you, I'm definitely not a talented painter. All right, let's head back into the car and let's continue on, heading to my sister's house. And then this afternoon, we're probably going to be popping into the village to get some lunch and bits and pieces. So I will talk to you then. after arriving at my sister's house, we sort of dropped off all of our luggage and had a bit of a house tour with her, and she shared sort of all the updates they've been doing in their house and garden. And then we actually headed into the village just to pick up a few bits and pieces for lunch. We ended up stopping at this patisserie that had the most incredible sort of like delicatessen pieces here, as well as some absolutely scrumptious cakes you can see. Unfortunately, they didn't have a wide selection of gluten-free bits for me, but my mum and sister and that picked up a little carton of deliciousness. Then we headed over, they had this florist who specialised in dried flowers. And you can see here along the ceiling, she actually sort of went through and dried all of her own blooms. The smell here, the lavender, oh, it was beautiful. Then we basically just headed back to my sister's place and had some lunch, and then kind of just hung out and caught up, and it was just such an absolutely delightful afternoon. That evening, we kind of just curled up by the fire again, just hung out, chatted, caught up on everything, had some dinner, and just, tried to just spend that really lovely quality family time. The fire was absolutely gorgeous, and just that beautiful wood smoke smell. I love that. But yeah, so it was a really incredible day. Mum and I had the best time. Just, getting that family time, hanging out, going into the village, just having like a long, leisurely, girly lunch. And then I think we pretty much just watched TV. Then this was the next day. We got up fairly sort of early. This was sort of the view from the patio at my sister's house. Obviously, I didn't give you a full proper tour. But then after sort of having coffees and tea and that in the morning, we headed back into the village for breakfast. You can hear the birds. The sound of the birds here was just so relaxing. And then I don't know if you can see, when we were driving, my sister stopped to show us. You can kind of see on the ground there, the little sort of black baby goat is what it is, just sort of resting there on the ground in the sun. It was adorable. And I didn't come across on camera, but you could actually hear it. I don't know what sound a baby goat makes now. Bleating, maybe? And that was like the sort of brown goat there was the goat's mum. It was just, it was adorable. So small. So small. And then as we were just making our way into the village, we were just sort of stopping and looking at a few of these scenic sort of areas. She lives in a really gorgeous sort of space. And then just driving through town to our breakfast destination. It is Samford Village is such a just charming little village. It is very small, a couple of restaurants, a few little stores in that, but it's definitely got that village kind of vibe to it, which is really nice. And then we stopped and had some breakfast. I didn't show you any of that. We just had sort of eggs and toast in that. And then where we had breakfast, they actually had like a little farm trail. And these were some of the goats that they had. And then from there, we went out to the garden centre and had a little poke around the garden centre just to see what bits were in. And then actually within the garden centre itself, they had a bookstore, which was incredible. You can see the local wildlife there, little lizards were everywhere. But yeah, it's a really unique garden centre. It had sort of the breakfast restaurant in it, obviously all the plants, had a bookstore, had this little farm trail. Yeah, it was an eclectic mix of bits, but really enjoyable. The food was lovely, busy. Oh my goodness, it was so busy. We must remember next time to book for breakfast. But they had some really gorgeous new in bits for spring. It was hard. We had to be quite restrained and not buy too many things because we obviously had our luggage in the car and we had like several hours drive home ahead of us. So we didn't buy too much. Mum was obsessed with those flowers. And I'd actually recently been doing some investigation into native Australian raspberries, and they had bushes here, like raspberry bushes here. I didn't buy any. I definitely need to do a little bit more investigation. And then in the garden centre itself, they had this store, and it just had some really beautiful pieces in it. Again, just a really eclectic assortment of sort of like homewares, giftwares. I thought this mug was really cute, the little mushroom mug. And like the little top of the mushroom was the lid. I thought that was adorable. In love with these serving spoons with the olive branches sort of on the hand, like the handles were sort of olive branches. They were gorgeous. They were $80, which was maybe a little bit too expensive for me for serving spoons, but they were a piece of art. Now these really cute little teapots and things. I actually really loved this teapot. It was a little bit small for me to sort of practically use. I tend to drink a lot more tea than that in one sitting. And so we sort of wandered around the store, and I just kept umming and ahhing about those serving spoons. And then they had Kenilworth Bakery there, which is renowned for their donuts. So we picked up a assortment of donuts here. The little tiny chocolate one on the end there is actually a gluten-free one. Well, as you can see, I am now home. We just had the best time. So I'm very sorry I didn't talk to you too much, but I really hope you enjoyed kind of just seeing all those little snippets of kind of what we got up to. And it was just a really lovely time. Really nice to just spend that quality time with the family and that. So we didn't do too much. Pretty much what you saw is what we did. We just had breakfast this morning, and then, yeah, had a little wander around the village before heading home. Everything is looking brilliant in the garden. I definitely need to get out here tomorrow and get some gardening done. And it is still just the most perfect day today. Bright blue skies, temperature, we had a top of around about 25 degrees. Tonight it's supposed to get down to 10. So it's just the perfect spring weather at the moment. Absolutely loving it. But yeah, so very happy to be home. I am one of those people that unpacks straight away. I need all my stuff. I don't understand how people don't unpack straight away. Like, I need all my bathroom stuff and all my skincare, and if you start to unpack those sorts of things, I just find I might as well just unpack the entire suitcase. So I am going to head inside and I am going to unpack, and then once I've done that, I'm actually going to pop out to the garden centre. I did mention, I'm pretty sure at the beginning of this video, I've got some garden projects in mind, and I just want to pick up, I've got to go down the road anyway, so I just want to pick up a few little bits and pieces that I'm going to need for those projects. But I also have something else to show you. I think I was saying to you, after we had gone to TK Maxx, I got a bit of a bee in my bonnet about the rocking chair set. I just thought that was an incredible price for the quality of the piece, and I don't have anything like that, so I actually went and bought them. Yes, I've done that today, gone out very quickly and purchased those. I didn't show you too much of that process. I basically just went to a TK Maxx and picked them up. It was nothing super exciting. You didn't miss anything. Ooh, the blueberries. You can see here I have bagged the blueberries just so that the birds don't get them, because they are starting to turn. Kookaburras are very happy. But yes, I'm going to quickly show you the chairs now. So these are the new outdoor chairs. Goodness, the kookaburras. Very happy this afternoon, loving this glorious sunshine. But these are the rocking chairs that I showed you in store. They were $599, which I mean is not cheap by any means, but for the quality, these are like solid wood, like construction, and then it's got the cushion with it, and it does also come with the matching table. And the fact that they're like a rocking chair, they're a really good size, they're nice and wide. I just thought, like, I would imagine you'd almost pay $600 for one chair, but to get the 3-piece set for that price, anyway, I thought it was an incredible price, and I absolutely fell in love with these chairs, and I just could not stop thinking about them. So I did a very, very quick race down to TK Maxx this afternoon and have picked those up, and I managed to puzzle piece them into the car. I'm not going to set these up with you today. I might try and tackle that tomorrow. So you'll have to tune in, subscribe to my channel, and you will see kind of the finished little setup. I think I'm wanting to get rid of these. I'm wanting to move around a few of the sets over here. So we might have a little bit of a restyle here on the patio, but I'm over the moon. So happy. I had a real bee in my bonnet about them, and I could not stop thinking. I went to bed last night and I just was thinking about these chairs, and I thought, oh, like, imagine sitting out here with, my cup of tea in the afternoon in the rocking chair. They are so, and the rock is really lovely. And actually kind of sit quite far back. It's hard to explain. So it doesn't kind of rock all the way forward. It sort of sits quite far back, which is really lovely. And I've got, if I turned around now, I've actually got a really gorgeous view over the valley. So to sit here with a cup of tea in the afternoon on my rocking chair, Anyway, I'm very, very happy about that. But we will definitely restyle this whole area in a future video, so please subscribe for that. But for now, I'm going to head inside really quickly. I'm probably going to unpack, and then we're going to head to the garden centre and just pick up a few other little bits and pieces that I need for some garden projects that we will definitely be doing together in future videos. So I will come back and chat to you very soon. All right, I have arrived at the garden centre. It's such a nice time of day at the moment. It's like just a little after 5 p.m. and it's just getting to that golden hour. So it's gorgeous here. Temperature is just so beautiful, and the light and everything. So I'm having a little quick poke around here, and then I'm going to head to the trellis section just sort of see if there's any new in plants. And then I'm going to go and probably get a bit of a takeaway for dinner. I'm absolutely exhausted. It was a very early start today, and then just with all the driving and just it's been a bit of a full-on day. So yeah, let's just have a little poke around. They always have so much newness in here, so I kind of, if I'm here, I'd like to kind of have a bit of a look and just see if there's anything new in for the garden. So I'm just here in the kind of little trellis section here. I have to say, this is a much smaller garden centre, so I'm not stoked with the variety of sort of trainers, garden trainers and trellises that they have here. I'm just not sure if any of them are really fit for the purpose that I need them for. I'm kind of was eyeing this geo pyramid here, but I think it's just maybe going to be a bit too big at the bottom. Like, it's quite wide at the bottom. So I don't know if that's going to be too big though for the space. I'm feeling very, very indecisive. This afternoon, honestly, I think maybe I'm just exhausted. I picked up a couple of those salvia. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure about any of it. So I think maybe I'm just going to leave it and just buy the salvia and maybe just call it a day and just do a little bit more research online and try and get some more ideas as to what I think I can do, because I'm worried about how big this is across the bottom and whether it's just going to be way too big for that space. All right. Good morning. Just coming out to have a little look around Rose Corner. I've got some deadheading to do today, but I wanted to show you how this natural bouquet of roses is coming along. So this is one of the ground cover roses. You can see the little bee in there at the moment pollinating. Is that not the most spectacular thing you have ever seen? It has been weeks now that this little sort of natural bouquet has been flourishing here. So it is just a branch from one of my ground cover roses. I have the popcorn colour here, and then I've got this sort of pink with the yellow centre. And there's just a little branch that's gone up into this rock wall here and has created this exceptional bouquet, like natural bouquet of roses. So many buds on here. Well, I left you yesterday while I was overwhelmed and undecided at the garden centre. Because of that, I ended up buying nothing. I didn't buy any of the trellises that I was looking for. I did buy a few of the salvia, the pink and the purple salvia that I showed you. I did buy 3 of those. But aside from that, I just could not make a decision about the trellis. I think I needed to measure things a bit better. And anyway, as a result, I didn't buy anything there. I didn't buy any of the trellises, I should say. And so it is now the next day. I did end up getting some takeout for dinner. I was absolutely exhausted. We had the best time with my sister. It was just so lovely to kind of just get that quality time in. Getting to spend that time with her is always so great. But it was a really sort of early start in the morning, and then it was a busy morning with her, and then going into the village and kind of just pottering around there, and then driving, several hours home. And then I think I did tell you in this, I would have told you in this video, I had a bee in my bonnet about those rocking chairs, those outdoor rocking chairs. So then I sort of drove several hours home and then basically got back in the car and drove to get these rocking chairs. You would not believe. So the chairs were from TK Maxx. There are around 3 TK Maxxes, reasonable driving distance from me. And 2 of them had already sold out of the chairs. So there was 1 TK Maxx that had the set left. I'm just coming up here to show you this gorgeous little Prince flower. Yes, there was 1 TK Maxx that had the rocking chair set left, and they wouldn't hold it, which I completely understand. So I ended up getting back in the car and then driving probably almost an hour and a half round trip to pick up the rocking chairs, and then got home and then ended up going to the garden centre and trying to get takeout. And it was a very busy day, and I just felt exhausted. Even though it was all lovely things, in saying that I felt exhausted, it was all amazing things, and I just had the best day, and the best time. So I left you there because I just, that was pretty much me done for the day. You missed nothing else. I just came home and ate my dinner and had a very, very early night. So I'm up this morning and I've just sort of meal prepped for the week. And I'm really just going to have a very slow, easy day today. So I thought that I would I'd kind of just finish this vlog off and bid you farewell. It has definitely been quite the eclectic vlog, with this sort of the snippets around exploring Samford village and then getting the chairs and going to the garden centre, and yeah, so I hope you have enjoyed that. While it was sort of a bit of a higgledy-piggledy day, it was certainly that for me. So that's, if it came across like that on camera, that is because that is real life for you, and it was just one of those really busy days. Oh, I can see another flower is opening on the peach. How exciting. Hopefully you can see in there. There is one here, one up there, and then another little bud right here, just getting ready to open up. I am so excited about doing the refresh on the main patio with those rocking chairs. I went to bed last night and I have never been happier with a purchase. I kid you not, I'd sort of collected the chairs at the TK Maxx and was sort of making my way to the till, and I was stopped 4 times just within TK Maxx. People asking me where I'd got them from, could they get more of them. It was the last set there, so unfortunately they were unable to, but I'm so happy with this set. So we will definitely do a bit of a patio furniture restyling and a bit of a refresh probably in the next video. So maybe next Wednesday we'll do that together, and we'll probably no doubt also tackle some gardening. I've got a little bit of gardening to do. But that is going to be all from me today. I do hope you enjoyed spending the time with me and just, yeah, seeing little snippets of everything that I got up to yesterday. And I hope you are looking forward to doing the patio refresh with me. If you are, do subscribe, and that way you'll be notified when that video goes live. But I'm hoping it might be next Wednesday. If I get the time to do it, hopefully it'll be next Wednesday. But if not next Wednesday, it will definitely be in a upcoming vlog, because I'm very keen to get all that furniture situated. All right. I will see you in Wednesday's video. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. Bye.